Hello everyone, this is Vicky StitchNButton, and I am back with you with number 72. Today is December 30th, it's Wednesday night, and I have a whole bunch to show you again. Past couple of weeks, let's see what happened. I think there was a holiday in there, wasn't there? Christmas Eve, my son came down with his girlfriend, and they had dinner with us. It was just a little visit, just dinner and sitting around and enjoying each other's company. And for Christmas, Frank worked, so I sat here by myself. Don't feel bad for me. I don't mind. I really didn't mind. It was actually nice and quiet, and sometimes you just need that alone time, and that works for me. I received some great gifts. Coffee. Coffee's always a good thing. Talking about coffee. Okay, so I've got my sarcastic cup, which happens to be a Christmas gift from my friends Mike and Jen last year. It's good. This year they sent me this Laughing Man coffee. This is, I don't know if you recognize this handsome man right here. That is Hugh Jackman. If you haven't heard of Laughing Man coffee, it's a company that Hugh Jackman started. Him and his wife went over to Ethiopia. They befriended a coffee farmer. I want to go befriend a coffee farmer also. But they realized that over in Ethiopia and other countries where they make coffee or harvest coffee beans, that they don't get paid their fair share. So he started this company, and it's called Laughing Man, and they make sure it's fair trade coffee from all over. This one's actually from Colombia. The one that he dubbed from Ethiopia from the guy that he met is called Ducali. It's a Ducali's blend, and that's the guy that owns that particular farm. And I think it's a great thing. Why not give people their fair shake on what they've earned, right? And it's great coffee on top of everything. I mean, great looking guy, great cause, and great coffee. It's nice and smooth. When I told Frank, because he knows I'm a big Hugh Jackman fan, and when I told Frank about it, he was like, oh, great, Honey Boy coffee. And then he liked it, and he was like, I really don't want to like this coffee. So this is what we dubbed Honey Boy coffee. Anyway, they bought me that and a t-shirt. So thank you, Mike and Jen. That was very great. I received a couple of other things in the mail. Oh, where did they go? Here they are. And I'll show those a little bit later, like I usually do, but I don't want to forget anything, because I appreciate everything that's given to me. Okay, so I've been busy. I was not busy with bags until the past couple of days. I actually cut out a whole bunch of bags, and I just have a few more to cut out, and then I could start my ironing and all the things that makes bags. I'm actually going to make myself a couple bags. I'll show you. Last year, I received a great package from Candace Slub Lover Stitches. Her and Shelly KX Stitch. Actually, I'm writing things down, by the way. So, Candace sent me, and I showed it before, this, along with a couple other things, but this is what I'm talking about right now. And I said I wanted to make it into a bag. Shelly then gave her this fabric, said, hey, I have this fabric, maybe she can use it. So yes, I do want to do that. I also have, I actually have a bag made out of this fabric, these two fabrics. So I want to Frankenstein something to make a bag, and I was talking to my friend Laurel about this. I'm wondering, this is fusible vinyl, so I need to test it on a scrap piece of linen and see how that's going to work. And what I want to do is maybe cut it down a little bit, make a little seam, and sew it directly onto the fabric after I interface it so it doesn't show through. So for instance, if I want to put it on the outside, I would go ahead and just put it directly onto the fabric, cut out this fabric to the size it needs to be for the outside, and then sew this sort of in the center, right on top. Just have a little rolled under seam. I hope this makes sense. And then iron the vinyl on top of it so it keeps the stitches nice. This is my thought. Since I already have a bag with these two fabrics, this is the outside, that's the inside, I really think I want to make a bag with this on the outside. Now, possibilities. I may put this on the inside of the bag also. So if I put it on the inside, I'm debating on which one to use. Most likely it'll be this one on the inside. I don't know. If you have any thoughts, put it in the comments below. I may have already went and did it by then, but I like feedback anyway. I love the comments. So I want to make that into a bag because I love Candace and I love that she made me that. So that's for me. And then I have my grapes pillow. I haven't worked on it for a while, but I found this great fabric here. Looks like real grapes. And I'm going to use that for the inside, and I'm going to make a bag just for that project. Who doesn't like some fruit in their life, right? I have one with cherries too. I need to find a decent inside fabric for it. So that's my thoughts and plans for that stuff. What else do I have going on? Train of thought just went off the tracks like, I don't know, 3 miles ago, I guess. Okay, so I have finishes. I have FFOs. I have a new start. I have 2 fixes. And I have a bunch of whips to show because I have been a stitching machine. I'm so proud of myself. Yes, my bad shoulder. I can't pat myself on the back. Okay, feel better now. Let me get on to one of the comments though. I did write myself a note. Somebody asked me if I would draw grid lines on my fabric. Now I did answer that in the comment section, but to explain a little bit further, yes and no. So before I was getting the Easy Grid, I think that's what it's called, the Easy Grid fabric for my full coverages, I would occasionally, okay, let me back up even further. When I first started full coverage, I wasn't doing grid lines at all. And then I started drawing some grid lines on. And then I started buying Easy Grid fabric. So yes and no. Here's the thing. I don't use grid lines as gospel. I use it more as a guideline. Like if I know I'm in an area that should probably be done with and I'm still stitches off, it just helps me. I don't count with them, so to speak, but they're good for a guidance, so to speak. Okay, I have finishes. I'll start out with this finish because I didn't FFO it yet. I finished sailing. Let me take Popeye off. I finished them. There you go. Now, what I did notice was this guy looks like he peed himself a little bit. And there's a reason for that. He didn't pee himself. But I wasn't picking it out. Pure lazy, and I'm sure somebody's going to have a tick in their eye, but you can just not look. You can't really see it too much from far away, but apparently I was using B5200 for the white, and I must have gotten a couple strands of plain white. So there's pretty much a spot over here, and then all right here. But like I said, you really can't tell. It sort of just looks like the blue's a little darker behind them. So it's all good. I plan on framing this. I need to find a frame that'll fit. And I plan on framing this one and putting it on my hero wall with the rest of my hero type stuff. Frank was in the Navy. My nephew was in the Navy. My grandfather was in the Army. So, and I've said that before. And I'm proud of them. And I have a whole hero wall. So that's what that's going to do. No, it's going to hang up there with the rest of them. I fixed a couple of things. So, you know, last year, if you've watched me, I started this hedgehog. So adorable. It's Hedgehog House by The artist is Jean-Baptiste Mongier, I think. And the distributor or publisher is Lena Lawson Needle Arts. I was able to get this from Cindy Sorley over at Stitchery Express. I don't know if she has any of these left. You can always contact her and ask. I know she had a bunch of the Lena Lawson ones, so this may be one if you're interested. I am stitching him on Peddler's Blend from Dames of the Needle, and I stopped stitching on him after I winged him across the room in his Q-snap because it was a mistake, and I thought I'd have to, like, pull all this out. Yeah, this side. So he sat and thought about his mistakes for a while. And finally, last week, I sat down and I started looking at it. And he shouldn't have sat that long. It was only about 8 or 9 stitches right in here that I had started in a wrong area. So now he is ready to be picked up and worked on when the prompt calls for it. My dog just snored. I must be boring him to death. So that one's done. Also, I had mentioned before that Anzac had some issues and needed to be worked on. So I did. This is Anzac from Long Dog. I know you can get this. I got this as a PDF, and it works on Pattern Keeper except for the back stitches. I am stitching this one on, I think it's a 28 count, Valerie or some kind of other even weave. And I am using this thread, which is from Romy's Creations. So what I ended up doing was I had to take out here, and then I also had to take out this whole area in here. It was well over 200 stitches, but it's done, so that way when I get a prompt again, I can go ahead and start stitching on it, because I really do like this one. And it's easy as long as you count correctly. So, that's the wrong bag. What did I do? I put it in the wrong bag. See? Stuff and things. Okay. So those two are fixed and ready to go for any of the prompts. I started looking at Semi-Sane and Magical Stitches and Full Coverage Fanatics for their challenges, and started there's a whole bunch of challenges that'll be coming up on Magical Stitches where it's gonna cause me to choose on the fly, but there are a couple of year-long things and monthly things that I can do and set up for now. These have not fallen into any of those categories for the moment. Most of it's full coverage stuff. So I fixed those. I finished the sailing. Oh, my FFOs. Again. For those that may have missed it before, that fabric is 28 count Jaslyn, it's called. It's from Silkweaver. And I bought it years ago. I don't know if they still have it, but you could always check with them. I kept that out so I could tell you, and then I forgot to tell you. What do you want from me? Anyway. That's done. Alright. Clean it up as I go. So, I had a couple more finishes that I then FFO'd. This one was already finished, and all I had to do was put this on proper, and that's what I did. So this is an final finish of a final finish, an FFO of a FFO. So little Percy, there is a magnet the size of a pinhead, if you can see that, in there. I thought it was a defect in the tin at first, and then I realized it's actually a magnet. I don't even know how they found something that small. But here's a little needle case. It's kind of loose. I'm wondering if I can't bend that a little bit. Let's break it right on YouTube so you can learn from my mistakes. Oh, that works so much better. Okay, so you can press on it. It's not too hard. That'll work better so the lid doesn't slide off. Anyway, rabbit trail. Another one I finished was this one. This one's called Orts and Such. This is from Dames of the Needle, and it came as a kit. I think I got it at Galleria, or maybe it was before that. Nashville, 2019. So it's 1/1. It came with the twill tape, the fabric, and the box. I put a little magnet in the top, and I decided not to do it all in black like she did. I decided to add a little color. So I don't remember what the blue is. The red, I think, is Cupid. No, it's not. I don't remember. But the black is Carriage Black from General Arts. And I finished stitching that up. And believe it or not, each one of these hearts is over 70 stitches. Really. I did do the A a little bit different. I didn't like the way that one was, that it was charted. So I sort of freehanded that into an A that I liked. And I finished it up. Oh, I can see my stitches. Now I can't see my stitches. That's how you fix that, by the way. I finished this up when I was on Virtual Stitchers. So that is done. And then I finished stitching my Liberty for All box topper. I used, I think, all but one called for color. I didn't have the brown that she called for on this, but I had all the rest. I think I used chestnut instead. But I finished this up, and then I did I do the finishing on Virtual Stitchers also? I may have, I think I did. So I basically just glued the trim around it and then pinned it extra. And then this kit, this was a kit, came with the box and the fabric and the trims, did not come with the threads. And it's one of those really thin wood boxes. I was thinking about putting something on the inside to make it pretty. I'm not sure yet. But for right now, this is a finish. I'm calling this done. You ever fiddle with it for days afterwards? I do. And that's finished. So that's 3 things that I don't have to worry about FFOing, because I probably have about 30. That's another thing. I need to count those one of these days and see if I can't chip down with that. Alright, so those are my finishes, my FFOs, and I had a new start. It was 29th yesterday, New Year, new start. This was the last month. I decided to go ahead and start Halloween Town. This is by Madame Chantilly, and I like this because it's not just a straight street. It's got hills and valleys, and I really thought that was cute. So I decided to go ahead and start a Halloween around Christmas because I do what I want. And I did almost 400 stitches. I thought it was only 350. 390 stitches on this just last night. And it's not going to have a stark contrast. I really didn't want it to. I sort of wanted it to blend in like sort of this does. I decided to put this, I'm using all DMC, and I decided to put this on 32 count Lush Meadow from Dames of the Needle. I do believe it's a linen, and I had gotten this from her, oh God, I can't even remember how long ago, and I thought it would be a perfect sort of, I don't know, witchy night color. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. With all the DMC colors, I decided to go ahead and just put them on a card. Because I can. So that's a new start. Now I have a potential finish. This may be either the first finish of 2020 or, I mean, the last finish of 2020, which would give me a solid dozen finishes. I counted 11 when I was checking out my spreadsheet. Or it'll be the first one of 2021. And that's too tight. It's a Sue Hillis design. I think it's hysterical. She popped his head off. I am not using the called for colors. Although now that I've gotten as far as I have, I sort of feel like I should have used a little bit more variegated blue for his hat and scarf. But I'm okay with that. I still have to give him another eye. Last night I did the noses, the cheeks, all this white here, and this blue and that blue. Like I said, it is a potential finish. We'll have to see how much stitching I get done. We'll see. This is stitched on a permanent linen that I'm not crazy about. The holes are pretty big. And it's stiff. That doesn't bother me, but I can see through it's like gauze. But I decided to keep with it. I'm just going to stick with it. It's almost done. It's fine. Everything's fine. Put this up here. Alright. My next one. This one is Winds of Change. Oh. So these ones I ended up working on to finish up my whip wrangler, which I finished up in record time for me. And I was really happy with it. I think I did the stitch count of just whip wranglers. And that was, I can look in my moderately jovial planner, 7,369 stitches I did in less than a month. That is not bad. This was one of them. It's called Winds of Change. Hold it back here. It's a free chart from Cricut Collection. And I am stitching this on Barely Blue Jovelin, 28 count. I don't know where I got the fabric from. Like, I don't know who the designer is, so there's that. It doesn't have the orange top, so go from there. I ended up finishing all this blue. This was partial, so I finished all this dark blue and started adding this. This is actually, I was supposed to be all one color, but I'm not using the called for colors. I chose my own, so I decided to do 2 different blues on the ship to give it, I don't know, make it mine, make it different. Chewbacca's watching over the ship. So that was worked on. But wait, there's more. But wait, where's the bag? I have lost the bag. Oh, that's because I put this in the wrong bag. Work with me, guys. Work with me. So, let's see what's next. Next, I got to work again on 12 Days of Christmas, actually. Or, I got to work on it twice, anyway. I think I worked on, out of 20 whips, I worked on 18 of them twice. And I was able to get this far. This is on 40 count. This is 12 Days of Christmas. It's the freebie from Plum Street Sampler on her blog. You can go ahead and just Google Plum Street Sampler and her blog should come up in the Google findings. And then you click on Sunday Mystery Sampler on the right hand side and it should be there for download. And I'll put a picture in if I haven't already. So this is done on a 40 count mystery fabric, which we think may be oaken, not quite sure. Next, I worked on, these are actually in no particular order, just the order that I piled them in. My Native American Angel. I got to pull her out again and work on her again. So I got that far on her. I finished off the turquoise and I started in on the feathers and the stuff around going through that sunburst. This is stitched on Fortnite Fabrics, a Navajo Treasure, in the called for DMC. Put her in her bag. I made that bag for her. I'll have more of those bags when I finish them. I cut out some more. Alright, so another one that got some stitching in on it, although I don't know that it was too much, but it was some. Every little bit counts. Is Wizard of Oz. Artwork by Scott Gustafson from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is on 25 count easy grid fabric, 1/1, and I was able to fill in. I'm trying to do the fill in still. So I pick a color, fill it in, and then meander down with it wherever it's going. Let's see. I also got to work on Poppy again. That is my birthday start. Poppy by Nora Corbett. I am stitching her with the called for threads on Extrude Design. I think it's 32 count. I can never remember the name of the fabric. But I chose this green. And I was able to do all this and all this through Whip Wranglers. Not bad. I did start some cryonic. I figured, why not? Do a little bit here, do a little bit there. It won't be so bad in the end, right? Elixir is the name of the fabric. And I did get that off her Etsy page. So I don't know if she has any more. Fabric's hard to come by anymore. It really is. Be patient, guys. Just be patient. I'm sure you have plenty to stitch on that you don't have to worry about harassing people, haranguing them about getting their fabric and stuff out. Okay. I rolled whatever number. I think this was actually number 1. Again, during Whip Wranglers. And I was able to get a pretty decent go at... I might have gotten a Scrooge on this one too, which made me stitch even more, which was fine. Okay, let's show all the fish. And I ended up filling all this in, except for that little bit, and starting up here. I'm still on part 2. It's okay. I know they're on part 4 now, and that's fine. And I still haven't decided on the hair. I think I want the rounder face, not the pointy face. And I'm thinking blue, black and blue, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm gonna just choose one of the 2 original options, or if I'm going to get the other options that they offered, which is not a bad deal, $5 for a whole bunch of hair options, or go wing it. I have not decided. When I get there, it's not a big rush, right? This one I got to work on for a bit. There's a lot of solid stitching. I think I worked on him afterwards too, just to get some more done. And this is Yoda by ValenteCrossStitch.com. It's actually Valente Cross Stitch on Etsy. It says do or do not. There is no try. And I do believe this one is done on Slowback Farm fabric. And that's how far I got. I got a lot done on him. I finished this part of his head and did all of that. And then I got burnt out on all the same color and decided to move on to something else. Because I think after I got to stitch on this, I was done with Whip Wranglers. And I just kept on stitching because why not? It was there. So that wasn't a bad deal. He got a lot of love. Let's see. Zip my fabric up in it. Alright. I did end up spinning twice or rolling twice for this next one. This one is Mirabilia's Garden Prelude. I'm not doing the arches or the flowers. I'm just doing her dress and stuff. I'm just stitching the lady and her violin. And I put her on Fabric Flare fabric. This one's called Northern Lights. And I do believe this is 32 count. And I started in the bottom corner so I could judge where her dress was going to be and where she was going to stand. And that's a couple hundred stitches, believe it or not. I wonder, did I? Why do I feel like this one color just doesn't go there like it should be another purple? I'm going to have to double check. Oh, maybe it does. I feel like it doesn't even look like it. That's so weird. Oh my goodness, guys. I think that's in the wrong color. I think this green is wrong. I think it's supposed to be a really light. I think it's supposed to be a really light lavender. I thought it looked a little weird when I was stitching it. I guess that's the best time to double check that, huh? Not after you're done. Well, you're going to find out with me because now I'm that curious. Hold, please. Three, 7, 4, 7. Let's look. 3, 7, 4, 7. I did it in the wrong color. I'll leave that out. I can pick that out. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. I'm glad I noticed it now. I knew that didn't look right. And I just kept on going with it. Look, you're finding out things as I do. Okay, so that is... And now I have a random color of green. Oh, I know where that goes. All right. Hot mess. Hot mess. What else do I have? What I have are a few things that I got in the mail. I received... Oh, where's the card? You think I know what I was doing by now. Don't be fooled. All day, every day. There we go. Okay, so I received a little package in the mail from Sammy J Stitches, and it had this cute little card in there from the maker, and it's handmade by Jordan Dragonflies Dreams Designs. This is the card she sent. She's got a Facebook group. I'll see if I can't find it. But that's the info there. And Sammy sent me these earrings. Look how cute they are. Christmas all day, every day. So I was going to wear them for Christmas. But then I figured out the holes in my ears are closed. So and I sat there and I'm looking at them like, but I really like them. And it's a gift from Sammy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the fish hooks off. And I'm going to loop them together somehow. And then make them into a scissor fob for one of my pairs of scissors. So I'll have a Sammy scissors. Because I think they're cute. I also received a card from Philip. And isn't that pretty? And his mom actually did hide my address. Calligraphy. I mean, it's like perfect. His mom did calligraphy. And drew in the card and everything. Artwork. True artwork. And he sent me a gift card for Fire Poppies. Actually, he told me about it a while ago. He mailed this on November 9th, and he kept on asking me, did you get your mail? Did you get... And I was like, no, I would have told you if I got anything. And lo and behold, it just showed up last week. But he gave me the number for the gift card anyway, so I could buy that stuff that I did before from Fire Poppies. Which then led to me winning the flamingos because I ordered, right? So it was even better. It was like 2 gifts. And then I got a great card from Robert. He is Robert's Palace of Stitches. And I also got Sammy's card. I love this. I love this, Sammy. This is so 2020. This is going to go up on my magnet board. Matter of fact, I was looking at my magnet board going, it's time to freshen it up. Because it's had the same stuff up there in the same space for a while now. And then the last thing I got was my last month of the Fabric Flare My Fabric Party monthlies. This one is it's called Red, Pink, and Purple. It's got a little bit of glitter. And here it is. And fold it in half so you can see it better. It says red, pink, and purple, but I see some turquoise in there. Sort of reminds me of like a nebula type thing. And I feel like had I had this before, I probably would have started a lady named Ella on it. I mean, I like the fabric I got from J-Long, but this would have saved J-Long some postage for sending it to me. But I'll find something for it. There's got to be something for it. Thoughts and things. So, that is what I have there. What else is going on? My final thoughts. Hang in there, guys. I mean, December 31st, stroke of midnight, it's going to be the 21st, but that doesn't mean that this pandemic thing is over with. You still have to be vigilant and caring for not just you, but everyone else around you. Although you may not be susceptible, others may be. So you need to think about somebody besides yourself. Don't be selfish. And when I think about that, it's my humor. For those of us that are older, back in the day, there used to be the Comedy Relief, and they used to sing a song, and the 3 of the people that I know sang the song were Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg and Robin Williams, and they would sing a song, Don't Be a Greedy Bastard. And I feel that in my bones. I mean, don't be greedy with your time, don't be greedy with your caring, don't be greedy to the fact that you don't care about others. New Year is coming. I'm a little heartbroken over the fact that for the first time since like the Great Depression, the mummers will not be marching down Broad Street. I mean, they've had some delays before. And when I say the mummers are not marching down Broad Street, that's in Philadelphia. It's a New Year's tradition for over... I need to do my homework. I know it's got to be 120 years, 130 years by now. So it's been a long time they've been doing it. There have been delays where they had to be a week or 2 later because of weather issues and stuff. But they've always had it, and this year they're not having it. And every year around this time, I just get so... because being down here, I can't go and help out like I always did. and help with costumes and do the labor of love. It truly is blood, sweat, and tears, but it's a labor of love, and it's a family with, you know, it's an extended family. It's extended fun. It's entertaining the masses. It's making children smile when the guys are dancing with their feathers on, guys and girls, dancing with the feathers and the costumes and the music. And it's a tradition, and there's not a lot of traditions out there anymore. I feel like traditions falling off, and that's not always a bad thing, but it's not always a good thing either, and it makes people feel nostalgic, and I feel nostalgic definitely about New Year's. It's something I've done all the time, and I've been down here for a while, but every year I still feel the empty of not doing that. I remember the first year I was down here, second year I was down here, I was working at the casino, and I had to work on New Year's, and when New Year's hit, it took all my might not to cry in front of all my customers, because I was here. I wasn't in Philly with my Philly family doing my New Year's thing and getting ready for the parade. You know, there's certain things that it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I've hurt myself. I've got scars. I've got burns and backaches and glitter out the wazoo. I would have glitter everywhere. Craft herpes. You open up your phone case 6 months later, you still have glitter in it. It is what it is. It's something that I love to do. Definitely wasn't in it for the money, because there was no money. If anything, we put out more money than any prize money they used to have. So it's something that you just enjoy. And we put it on for the city and surrounding areas. People would fly in. So if you don't know what the mummers are, and I know I say this every year, it's like, I think this is the third time I'm saying it. If you don't know what the mummers are, I am going to put a link down below. I'll write myself a note. Look it up. MUMMERS. You can Google it. It's a great Philly tradition. It's almost Mardi Gras-esque. Almost. Because of feathers and stuff. But makeup, feathers, sequins, mirrors. When I say mirrors, they're like this big and they're on the costumes. Back pieces and floats and stuff. It's a good thing. So check it out. And if you're so inclined, make a small donation to the Mummers Museum, because they can always use the help. And that just keeps the lights on, basically, and helps with upkeep of the building, so they can continue to show everyone, you know, remember the past. Some pasts are not bad. Not all pasts are horrible. I guess that's it. I hope everyone has a happy new year. And just remember, there will be an end to this. It won't be right away. It's not going to be at midnight, guys. Don't get depressed over it, though. Just know that we can breathe a little bit better. There's changes happening in 2021. And some of the changes need to be within yourself, and me included. So, is it a resolution or is it a life change? Think about that. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Happy New Year.